Unfiltered may not be suitable for all audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to the 2021 Patriots Unfiltered Draft Show, presented by BOSE.
Welcome to the NFL Draft.
With Mike Dussault.
I'm ready. I'm going to get psyched up. I'm going to put a bandana on. I'm going to look in the mirror and
Take a
talk
nap.
myself up.
He might actually give us an opinion.
Eric Scalavino.
I'm anticipating the Patriots trading down out of the first round.
Oh, shut up, you.
Paul Perillo.
Deuce hit a home run with that one. Diet Pepsi counter.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause I'm
lower right
definitely
corner.
for the draft. I'm in double digits.
And Fred Kirsch.
So I've got my R lads. It came in the mail.
A lot of different variations. Who didn't immediately think of Fred Kirsch when they saw this? Like,
R lads.
This is the 2021 Patriots Unfiltered Draft Show,
The New England Patriots like.
presented by BOSE.
All right, welcome to Patriots Unfiltered, the special draft extravaganza. We're going to be here all night, all throughout the first round. It's Mike Dussault, Eric Scalavino, Paul Perillo, myself, Fred Kirsch, Matt Morrell's in the booth, and we're bringing you this first round from the unique Patriots perspective.
Yeah.
And we've been doing it for how many years now? A long time.
a wicked lot.
A
Can't
long
remember. Too old.
time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So if you're the first-time listener, watcher, welcome. We're going to be live video until 8:30, and then per league rules, we're going to have to go just to audio. But again, we're going to be here all night, and we'll bring you every pick through the first round. What the Patriots do, who knows?
Yeah.
Up, down, stay put. We don't know.
Get ready.
As long as they don't go down.
Yeah, but there's
I'll be happy.
there's a lot
Don't
of
go down.
there's a lot of crazy
Don't trade
stuff
down.
going on ahead of the Patriots. That third pick with San
Calm
Francisco.
down, Deuce.
Yeah.
Very much in play here. Not necessarily for the Patriots, but it will affect what the Patriots
Could be.
end up doing.
The quarterback speculation, that's what it is. I mean, there's just so much talk about who's going where and who did San Francisco trade up to, and is it going to be Mac Jones, and is it going to be Trey Lance? And, it's just so many questions that we're going to find out here in the next half hour, and then we're off. And it's just, going to be interesting instantly. Once the guys start falling, you start to put in line, all right, who could the Patriots possibly get? Do all five quarterbacks go in the top 10? Does it push some guys down to them? So it's going to be exciting instead of waiting until, the late 20s.
Yeah,
and
it's
we're twiddling our
tremendous for the Patriots and for us. Let's face it, it's all about us. But we're right in the middle of everything. But in addition to the stuff that the Patriots are directly involved with, which is a lot of different things, the stuff going on around the league is insane.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
and I know that people that are tuning in, listening, they're well aware of the reports that Aaron Rodgers wants out of Green Bay. But now it's like it's apparently imminent that Denver is making a deal for him. Like, I don't know if this is valid or what. But
Well, the other day on our
This is
on our
amazing.
regular show, Fred, you said something crazy was going to happen in the first round. Like if Aaron Rodgers goes to Denver tonight, that qualifies, I think.
Yes, it does.
I mean, it doesn't have to be a draft pick. It can be something league-wide, and that would certainly make this a crazy first
And
round.
that's not even something we talked about. It's like 4 o'clock today.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, by the way,
Yeah.
huge drama all offseason going on with Aaron Rodgers. I mean, I know when the
Yeah.
season ended and we had some kind of like, that was
Kind of
weird.
like a ploy
But all
almost.
right, the season just ended kind of strange for him. And, let him get it off his chest. But today, avalanche of news in the afternoon that he wants out.
I thought the big news was yesterday when Carolina traded Bridgewater to Denver, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe, because I was hearing that Denver was the place where Garoppolo was going to go, and then I'm thinking, well, maybe Denver got wind that the Patriots had a deal with Garoppolo done, so Plan B was bring over Bridgewater.
And I did think exactly that, Fred.
Yeah.
I was thinking exactly in those terms because I thought Denver was one of the teams that easily could have made a deal for Garoppolo. And when that happened, that's what I thought. Not that takes Denver out of the quarterback race.
No.
But I thought it took them out of the Garoppolo race.
Right. All right. So we got a lot to talk about, obviously, and we're going to have a lot of time to do it. So let's take a quick break, pay some bills. We'll be right back after this short break.
To all those rookies waiting for that call tonight, I got a little piece of advice for you. Don't let anybody tell you that looks don't matter in this game. Because, baby, when you look good, you feel good. And when you feel good, oh, you prime time good.
NFL Draft first round pick, Deion Sanders.
Gillette, baby, the best a man can get.
All right, I told you it'd be quick. It was quick.
Yeah, and you know what else is quick? Paul's got some news.
Oh, we got news.
Blue check mark.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Beautiful day in Denver.
Exclamation
Oh,
point.
so it's him.
Wait, Paul.
Wait.
I don't know if that's
Paul,
real, fake, whatever.
No,
I don't
that's
know.
an old tweet. That's an old tweet.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
That's
It's from
an old
it's
tweet.
from March of
March 1st, 2011.
It's from March 1st of 2011.
Undo,
10
Paul.
years.
Okay. Paul, undo.
No, but you know what?
I would
But-
do.
No. But wait a minute.
Somebody drug it up. And
It was
and-
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was him back
It
in
was
10
him.
years ago.
It's a blue check. I checked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
No,
a
it
blue
is
check
him.
mark.
4.4 million followers.
Right.
It's him.
So it is him,
But
but,
it's from
but it is an
2011.
old tweet.
Yeah.
But Pro Football Talk does say Buzz is definitely building for Broncos, making a move for Aaron Rodgers. So, and so this adds another layer to it. Is Green Bay now going to pick 9th? And does Green Bay love Jordan Love? Or are they going to now, be another quarterback needy team in the top 10? Is that going to, affect the Patriots' plans? Are the Patriots going to have to jump up? I mean, you can probably take Denver out of it at 8. But
from a theoretical standpoint, when you have a team, I think they were at like 27, Green Bay.
Yeah,
I mean, toward the bottom, it doesn't matter.
29,
exactly.
yeah,
29. Okay, so they're 29, and now all of a sudden they could be in the top 10. Does that throw a huge monkey wrench? Because they could not have done the same amount of preparation on guys that they knew were going to be off the board.
Right. Just like that, like 5 hours ago.
Does that affect you when it comes like that?
I hear what you're saying, Paul, but in these, the way the league works, I know you can't tamper or anything, but if Aaron Rodgers as an agent have known for a while that they want out, they might have been talking to,
putting things in place.
And maybe they did do their homework on these guys. I don't know.
Yeah, that's why I said theoretically.
All of a sudden, they're all pulling up YouTube pages,
Right.
quick,
Yeah.
watch some highlights of the Alabama guys. Try to figure out who we like.
These are all good plays. Does he ever miss a pass?
How come they're just watching YouTube? What is this
I mean,
YouTube?
imagine if this was us, though. Because this is where we're used to being down at 29, and all of a sudden, this is Eric's dream, right? All of a sudden, started the draft, you're like, hey, we're actually picking 9th.
Yeah, and don't get me
Let's
wrong.
do it.
I'm not trying to insinuate that you wouldn't do it because you're not. I mean, obviously, you have some level of preparation for everybody in the draft. You do your due diligence, even when you can't. I mean, if for no other reason, you want to know the guys who are coming in the league. Right? You don't just want to say, well, Trevor Lawrence is going to be the first overall pick. No, you might want to watch some Trevor Lawrence stuff and get to know the guy and be at his pro day and get an idea of what the number 1 overall pick coming into your league is all about.
Yeah.
So
I
just was
they
thinking,
should definitely be prepared.
You're really locked into guys at the end of the first round, and suddenly you're in the top 10.
Yeah,
I think that's
suddenly
gotta
you're
be a
there,
different.
and suddenly, and how much do they like Jordan Love? I mean, that was kind of a controversial pick last year. How much do they like him? How much was the development? Are they, ready? Because even at 9, I still think it's hard to maybe get one of those guys, but I don't know. What do I know? Justin Fields, who knows where he's going to actually end up going, or Mac Jones for that matter. So it just adds some intrigue immediately.
Another blue check mark, Jason OTC over the cap, one of those cap guys, says the Packers barely have the room to trade Rodgers. If they brought a player back, they would need to restructure other deals just to process a trade.
Yeah, you got a cocktail napkin? I'll take care of that for you.
Oh.
In the next 15
But it is
minutes.
complicated. They would have to do something quickly in order to do something tonight.
But would also lend you to believe what Mike just said, too, and what you said earlier, Fred. It's probably not just coming down right now.
Right. We're just hearing maybe about
this
it.
stuff is –
But I would
you don't
like
make
to
a deal
know-
like this in the spur of the moment from 4 o'clock.
Right. I would like to know, though,
Aaron Rodgers is available?
if they thought they were going to get through the draft, if they thought that this was all maybe they were like, man, he's unhappy. Hopefully we can drag it out. We'll continue negotiations. And then maybe Aaron Rodgers just forced their hand this afternoon with, kind of unloading all this stuff. So I don't know. I'm curious how prepared they are, how ready they are. I mean, I'm sure that they know these guys.
It could be as easy as, you make the trade agreement now, but you don't announce it until after June.
Right. That's true.
Right.
I mean, like that. I mean, that wouldn't be ideal for a quarterback. You'd want to get him in your building and get him going. But
just
I mean,
not much
if it was
buzz.
that much of a problem, you could get around it by waiting a month.
Yeah.
All right. You can join the show. 855-PATS-500 is the way to call the show, 855-PATS-500. You can email us at webradio@patriots.com. That's webradio@patriots.com. So,
Eric, it's 8:06.
over the course of the night, we'll be taking calls and emails. But right now, let's talk about what you think the Patriots might do. Right now, they're sitting at 15.
Mm-hmm.
You got all this rumors going on ahead of them, and obviously they're watching, the reports just like we are. They're monitoring all this stuff. What's going through their mind Do you think that this makes them more confident to stay where they are at 15, or are they champing at or champing? Is it chomping? Champing at the bit? Are they
I go with chomping, but spelled
it's spelled
champing.
Are they
Champ.
champing at the bit to move up
Champ?
because of all of this activity?
I think
He's got to Frenchize everything.
I know.
Champ.
His name is Dussault.
Jumping
that's
is
why.
a bit.
I think at worst they stay put at 15, and I say at worst in quotes because I think with all of the craziness that has been talked about, if any of it unfolds, they could very well get a blue chip prospect at 15. You know?
Yeah.
And so they might be content to just stay there, or they could say, hey, you know what? Things are moving. There's a player we really like. We have the capital. We want to do it. We have a willing partner to trade with. Let's move up.
Yeah.
And get it. I don't see a scenario. Jimmy! And I know I say this every year that I don't like them to trade down. But I think more so than other years, this is a year where they don't need to trade down.
I agree with that.
They can
Plus-
at least stay put at 15
Plus
at worst.
the
I'll
the
predict-
oddities of the draft, I think, point to go up, not down.
Yeah, I'll predict, but that means somebody else has to go down.
No, I know.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
if-
why.
if
That's why
we're
Eric
say-
said the
if-
worst
if
is
we're-
you stay put at 15.
I know, but if we're saying this is the kind of draft to move up in, so are other teams.
No,
Yeah.
I know, but there could be teams up higher who say, well, you know what? There are enough guys that have fallen. We could go to 15 and still get who we want.
Well, I go back to like Bill's press conference where they game all this stuff, they do mock drafts, all that. When he said it's never quite how you kind of practice it, and immediately, did they practice one with Green Bay picking 9th? Like, and I don't know for sure if that's what's going to happen, but that would just kind of change things again. What are Green Bay's needs? What are they going to go for? So it changes things, and I also think the other point he brought up was, we talked about guys fall, and then you get a few picks away, and guys are there that you didn't anticipate. You kind of pointed out, like, moving to 10, 12, 11. It wasn't talking about let's go up to 4. I think that's too big of a jump. I think that they're going to, if they do go up, it's going to be in that 10, 11, 12 range. Dallas, one of those teams.
But as we've talked about, if you do want the Patriots to move to 4, you can find a report that they're interested in doing
Right.
that.
You can
Because
find any
there's
report you
reports
want
out
these
there
last
for
few
every
days.
various scenario. It's unbelievable.
Okay, here's another tweet from a very reliable source, and that's Mike Kliss from Denver.
Yep.
Okay, yeah,
Who
he's
is
been around for a while.
frequent guest on our pregame shows.
This is great.
He says, while there are various reports out there on Aaron Rodgers and the Broncos, I'm told the Broncos are not in talks with Green Bay. All Broncos brass in War Room gearing up for the draft. So that might just be a semantic thing, like right now. And the other part that I wanted to talk about with that was, the whole notion of Green Bay jetting up to 9. I think if a deal does in fact get done and it's now, I wouldn't be surprised if the picks are future picks.
Yeah.
That's what I wonder is, like, is there any way to let the draft pass you by because the timing has kind of passed you by? Like you're literally had like 6 hours to put this deal
and
together.
I know that you could look at that and say, well, if
And
you're
next
Green
year
Bay,
one.
that 9th pick is valuable because it's 9, and if I give them Aaron Rodgers, they ain't picking 9 next year.
Right.
But I think there's also a case to be made for a first-round pick next year is probably going to be more valuable than this year because of all those oddities. And forget about the later rounds. Like, once you get about halfway through this draft, it's going to fall. Do you know how many fewer players are eligible for this draft than normal?
I know it's a lot.
It's like 1,000. There are
It's a
like
third. I think it's
1,000
a third
fewer
of the-
players hired representation than a normal year.
I thought it was like 600 down to 2 something.
I heard it was more like 1,800 down to 8
Wow.
Yeah.
of people
that's-
that actually sign with agents.
agent,
And the reason
yeah.
for that is a lot of those players didn't leave.
Yeah.
Because they have the ability to repeat the year without losing a year.
Yeah.
So I think someone that, obviously the big timers, they're going to be first rounders. Jamar Chase and
Yeah.
Penny, they're going to be first rounders anyway. But if you're a guy that maybe was projected to be a mid-round guy and then you only played like 5 games,
Right.
you didn't improve your stock, stay, repeat the year, and
It's kind of
become,
like
become a
Davis,
second
right.
rounder.
Davis Mills is one of those guys where he should have, if he had gone back, he injuries but yeah,
Sure.
it's-
But to Eric's point, and this is because of those types of reasons and the unsurety, the less games, the less tape. It is the type of draft where you'd move up, take the guy that you know a little or are sure about a little bit more rather than the quantity. And because of that, I'm saying right now, the Patriots right now, as we sit, have 10 picks.
Yeah.
They won't pick 10 players. They'll pick less than 10 players. That's my prediction.
I think they'll look to add some picks next
year, perhaps. Yeah.
Yep.
But let's go.
Yeah.
Right.
I want this to start. I'm ready.
the Kings of Leon are playing or something like that. It's
It's a
like
concert going on. I thought there was a draft, but apparently there's a Kings of Leon. Oh, here comes the commission.
Commissioner's coming out right now, so he's going to announce that the draft is open.
He's 12 minutes
that
late.
The clock
already.
is ticking on the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they will take the full
I don't
10
know
minutes.
I don't think the
to
clock
pick-
is ticking yet.
No.
Not yet.
No,
That's the
he'll
bad
announce
part.
that the
Unfortunately.
clock is ticking.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
I'm
don't know
sorry.
why it took him so long to come out there.
When hosts aren't listening.
Yeah.
Wow, 12 minutes in.
Yeah.
Any other predictions that you want to put out right now so you could say I was right at the beginning of the show? Any
I've made a lot
Patriots
of predictions.
A
Patriots.
trade involving
Oh.
a player.
I was going to go with Trevor
There
Lawrence
will be
being the number
a
one
current
pick.
player traded by the Patriots tonight. Or
Yes.
this draft.
Yes.
Okay.
I think they're going to stay at 15. I mean, that's my pick. Somebody's going to fall, and they're not going to trade. They're going to make a selection right there. I don't know how bold that is, but
That's what I
think
think
it makes
too.
the most sense.
Yeah, I don't really have anything bold. So, I mean, I kind of agree with Mike. I think
Yeah, thanks,
15.
Paul.
I
Thanks for
think
showing up.
15 is a good spot. No, I don't.
I'm
like,
just teasing you.
I think, we answer those questions, and I think we all kind of had
Yeah.
very similar kind of answers
Patriots.com.
on Patriots.com that was posted this morning. Just, will they sit tight at 15? Who will they take? And we all have guesses as who they like, and we all have positions that we think are positions of need. I think there's nothing really bold right now. I mean, I think the Garoppolo trade is very much in play. I don't know if it'll happen right now, but I think it's still very much on the table.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. Roger Goodell's at the podium announcing that the draft is starting, or the clock is starting on Jacksonville. When we come back, maybe we'll have a pick or two. All right, we'll be right back.
The first ever virtual NFL draft is officially open.
Opponents? I've gone up against thousands.
And there's an opponent we're all up against, COVID-19.
But there's a way to beat it. Get vaccinated.
So when it's your turn, roll up your sleeves.
And let's get to the finish line. Together.
All right, back here in Patriots Unfiltered, 855-PATS-500 is the Ace Ticket Hotline. Webradio at Patriots.com is the email address. While we wait for some of these picks to get going, there's a lot of pomp and circumstance. Maybe we can hit some of the phone calls.
Sure.
Did you have something to say, Deuce?
No, I had a bigger point. I don't want to take away from your from the calls, but I just some today, and I was listening to the radio, and people were like, "This is the most important Patriots draft in 20 years," and I was like, I don't really think it is. Like, I just think that that's a cop out to say when they don't draft the one of the top five guys, that the draft was a failure. Because what else? Like, if they don't get a top five quarterback, like, would you be satisfied with anything else? So I just disagree with that. Like, I a little bit of pushback where people are, oh yeah, it is. I'm like, last year's was it's certainly important, most important though.
But you do build through the draft. I'm not saying you don't, but I do think that the free agent frenzy took a little bit of the pressure off the draft, I think, this year.
Yeah,
not that
I
it's
think
not important. You still have to hit on these picks.
I think it's highly important. Where I agree with Mike is there's a notion that this is a franchise-altering draft.
Yeah.
Like I think there's been a level of importance placed on this that I don't think exists. I think it's the biggest draft in 20-plus years, but I don't think that if they don't come away with what they have, what they want, that it's over.
It could be a franchise-altering draft if they get like a franchise
Yeah,
quarterback
if they
who
take
works
Justin
out.
Fields and he turns out to be, Russell Wilson or whatever.
And
What
that's
I
the
think
implication
what
is,
I think it is, though, as Paul kind of alluded to, it might be the most exciting draft in a generation.
I don't
since
think
the
there's much
Bledsoe
doubt
draft.
about that, and I think it's that important. I think it's very, very important. But this whole franchise-altering draft, this could have ramifications. No, because if you don't end up getting a quarterback, like, life doesn't end. As Bill likes to say, they're going to play a season when September rolls around. They'll have 53 players.
Yeah, and that's just what I worry about, is that for these people, is there any successful draft that doesn't involve getting Justin Fields or Trey Lance? Just as two guys.
Oh,
as
there
example.
has to be.
And there is. There
Right.
is.
Yeah, if you come away with 2 or 3 good players, and you had a successful draft.
Somebody asked me today, higher up, are the fans excited about this draft? And I'm like, yeah. He goes, more than last year? I'm like, yeah, like times 10.
Yeah.
Now, would you agree with that?
Yeah.
No question.
I think so. There was a cloud a little bit over last year, just with everything. It was like, could we even get the draft going? That was it. But last year's draft class was important too, and all those players are super important, and their development is just as important as the guys that they pick up this year. And the guys that they get today, tomorrow, Saturday. How much are they going to really impact 2021? Probably not as much as the free agent class.
But you also have a higher pick too. That makes it more exciting.
That's exciting.
Can I just say our first off-the-wall comment? They just showed Trevor Lawrence at home, and he's with his girlfriend. I really do think that if you're a draft pick, you should be sitting with your parents, assuming you have some.
Yeah.
You should be sitting with your parents. They're the ones that got you there, not your girlfriend.
You got to sit with the one who's going to be spending all the money.
But I assume he's with his parents.
But they just showed him and her on the couch.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he might be sitting next to her.
On the couch should be your mother and your father, if you have a mother.
Get
and
out of
father.
here.
He's a complicated man who no one understands.
This is as much
talking about Kirsch.
No, this is as much their time as it is your time. They brought you up. They raised you.
I would be very disappointed. Not like
get the girlfriend out of the picture.
But if he's not with his parents as well, I would agree.
Yeah, but
assuming that he has a home life,
they should be on the couch with him in the frame of the picture, not the girlfriend.
Don't get that kind of analysis just anywhere, folks.
See, I think I disagree with that. Like, I don't want to be sitting next to my parents. Like, if my
Too
girlfriend's
bad.
there, I'm sitting next
Too
to
bad.
my girlfriend.
Right. Too bad. They got you there, Paul.
Well, who's going
They're the ones that paid for those coaching sessions. They're the ones that pay for the training.
And now you're sitting next to the girl who's going to be spending all that money that you're going to earn.
He
It's all going to
probably
be her,
didn't
not
have
us.
those.
Her time comes later. Tonight.
She'll get paid
Coaching sessions.
After you get drafted.
Well, okay.
She better not try to grab his phone.
We all remember
CD
Brady
Lamb.
had to wait till he was a sophomore in high school before he got his first throwing coach.
A sophomore.
Overcoming a lot of adversity.
Snarky Paul, everybody.
Well, I thought that was okay now. Brady's
It
not a
is.
Patriot anymore.
It's all right.
So Trevor Lawrence going to go here, and we're on the clock, Scal.
I know. We've been on the clock since 8 o'clock.
They're 3 minutes in, no pick. Harumph.
8:18.
We should have had at least 2 picks done by now.
8:18. Eric is just getting angry.
I know. We're not even be on video anymore when Trevor Lawrence gets picked. But I didn't realize. I knew he hadn't lost a lot of games, but he's never lost a regular season game like all through high school. So I'm very interested to see.
He good.
I mean, I think he's a great player. But how does he deal with going into the Jacksonville Jaguars
Week 1,
situation?
they lose, like, oh my God.
Where it's and there's a culture there. Now they got a new coach, and maybe he's going to change that. But that's what I want to see. How does that work?
Well, he's the guy, and all the pressure, first overall pick. But we were talking earlier. There's rumors that Tim Tebow worked out as a tight end for Jacksonville.
Is that his mother next to the girlfriend?
I don't know, but she
move over, Mom.
They should switch spots. But anyway.
Who's got the best
hair
hair
there? At first I thought, typical Tim Tebow.
It would appear to be the mother.
Do you think the girlfriend's like, your hair can't look too good tonight, Trevor?
I thought typical Tim Tebow trying to get in, the spotlight. Right. But if I'm the Jaguars, that may not be a bad idea.
I loved your take on that.
That's a good take.
Let him come in.
I like this.
Bring his clown show in. And take some of the pressure off of Trevor Lawrence.
I like that, but I also think that Jacksonville's one big clown show to begin with, and maybe we should just kind of focus on quarterback and playing and
try
not
to be serious.
How did Tim
No
Tebow
clown
do
shows
today?
anymore.
How many catches did Tebow have?
But don't you think that would be good for Lawrence? If people are asking how Tim Tebow did today and not psychoanalyzing every move and statement that he makes,
he's got to be able to handle that. He's the first overall.
No, I know,
pick,
but it makes it easier for him.
But it's a sideshow. It's not even.
Ultimately, yes, he has to handle it, but it makes it easier for him to handle it.
He's still going to get that stuff. Though.
But let's just say the Patriots had the first overall pick, and the way we're run, and we picked Trevor Lawrence, he wouldn't even be available to the media.
Right. So
They'd
just
be
do it that
screaming.
way instead
They'd
of
be
bringing in
screaming.
Tim Tebow.
So you bring in Tim Tebow and let him talk to him.
What do you mean he wouldn't be available?
Well, at first we don't let rookies talk. They do the rookie session, but then after that they shut him down until training camp. That's the way they do it here.
Yeah, everybody is shut down until training camp after the draft.
No, you know
Who
how
else are we going to talk to?
He's going to argue with me about this. He's been here for how many years? He doesn't know how they treat the rookies here.
The only time you can talk to the rookies is during training camp, generally.
It's unbelievable.
Am I wrong on this?
We get them usually once in the spring.
Yes, when they first get drafted.
When they first get drafted, but then when they come here for the rookie camp or the mini camp or OTAs,
you get
there's
them
usually a day where we get all the rookies, or at least we have in the past.
Right. Yeah.
And then in training camp is the next opportunity we get them.
For anybody.
Yeah.
We might have a mini camp or whatever, but the players aren't available between the draft and training camp.
Correct. They treat the rookies different. You don't
Yes, after the season starts. They do treat the rookies different.
Yes, you're right.
They do.
But I'm saying training camp is one of the few times that we can actually talk to them.
Yeah.
And I also think if we had our starting quarterback was a rookie, he'd have to talk every week.
Well, if you start the game, you have to.
That's a rule, right?
The quarterback has to talk.
But that would be interesting during camp because you're not
right.
You
You're
don't
not
have to
the
declare a
starting
starter. So who do you put out there?
Let's go quickly to the phones.
machinations.
Eldred's in North Carolina. What's up, Eldred?
Hey, fellas. Hey, I want to apologize for Tuesday for having a potty mouth, as our sister used to say for when she was there. Sorry about that.
Oh,
okay.
But,
I think we missed it.
It went by.
We just probably thought it was your Southern charm.
Sheesh.
Oh, Southern Charm. Well, that's a little bit. Mike, you heated me up when you talked about Harry, because I was saying that draft he's a bust.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I got you.
yeah, okay.
Sorry. My fault. I take responsibility for that. I shouldn't have brought you to that dark place.
That's okay. But I think they move up, man. Maybe not 4, probably about 7 or 8 with Carolina and whatever, and then get if Fields there, Garrett Fields, not Lance. I'm praying that they move up.
How do you feel about the receivers?
For the draft for us this year.
What if they moved up for a receiver? Like Waddle or
about that too. No, Waddle, that's
Smith?
the slot guy again. Y'all like slot guys. I like outside guys. You know, Waddle be fine. You know, Smith will be great. Tooney be okay too. You know.
Yeah.
But I still like Marshall.
Okay.
On the other side of Chase.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Eldred is our resident stretch the field wide receiver guy. Yeah.
Always be there, Fred. Always.
Stay true.
But
Stay
man, like
true.
I said, I hope they move up. But if they don't, they get J.C. Horn and then a quarterback second round. I'd be happy with that too.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping they move up and get a quarterback because I'm like you, Paul. We got good moves, man. But I ain't feeling Cam this year.
Yeah.
I was last year, but I'm not this year.
All right.
And I don't know if they're gonna get.
I think we're all in agreement on that. We all would like to see a
Okay.
quarterback move this weekend.
Thanks, Eldred.
Freddie.
Susie Kober on the TV now. Her hair is no longer puffy like it usually is.
Yeah.
She's starting to look her age.
A lot of hair talk today. A lot of hair talk.
Yeah.
A lot of people calling you out, Fred.
You are extreme.
Trevor Lawrence is married.
He's
married. It's not his girlfriend.
I thought he got married, and I didn't want to. I didn't
wife.
want to like go all in on that
got
because
married.
you know sometimes steel traps.
Still ready to kick her off the couch.
Now that's even a worse move. You get married before you get. That's a bad move.
I know. Yeah.
I always didn't
See,
like.
now he's diverting. Now he's diverting from the fact.
Like,
that
I always-
Besides the fact that it was the wife, the mother, and the father.
Right.
Like, it
All
was
on the
like
couch.
It was almost like Norman Rockwell painted.
Yes.
All right.
And Kirsch has a problem.
Since he's married, I'll give
Right.
it to him.
They've probably been together since
All right,
like
I'll
fourth
take it
grade.
back since he's married.
It's probably one of those. They've been together since 4th grade. And,
Yeah.
You know.
I thought that I remembered they got married.
Oh yeah, just recently.
Married.
Yeah, like
very
like a
recently.
month
right.
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He missed
That's
something.
right.
Do I
Married?
the hunk?
Married? Jeez.
Married.
But for all you other guys that are being drafted tonight, if you're not married, get your parents, next to you.
That's right.
The girlfriend, sure, her time comes later.
Get your facts straight when you come to the locker.
Spee's in Fresno. What's up, Spee?
Fred, your rules are incredible. You're just a wellspring of weird rules.
He is. He really is. Speed.
Even he can't keep track of
Yeah.
them.
You got to have rules for life.
Whoa,
That's 'cause he
whoa,
changes-
whoa. Looks
that's
like
'cause
the
he
pick
changes
is
them.
in. Oh, my.
That's about time.
The Jets are officially on the
25
call.
minutes in.
Oh, God.
Yeah, let's
Hey,
go.
hey, Eric, that's a nice hat. You don't look like a wannabe DJ at all.
Did you get a free bowl of soup with that?
Well, it looks good on you, though.
Extra. Read all about it.
Patriots.
I've heard
trading
them all.
down.
I've heard them all, Spee.
No first-round pick for the Patriots again this year.
Oh, yeah. I heard that story.
I like okay, so I'm going to do this stupid, no forebrain thing. If Bill likes the quarterback and moves up for it, go. That's fine. But, the version of this night that I'm most excited about, that I'd like to really have happen, even though it's just a pipe dream, is I say you do whatever you need to do.
In the 2021 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Trevor Lawrence.
There it is.
Clemson.
Wow.
Big. It's big.
And there it is. Yeah. No, I know that was.
Hold on.
But-
Hang on, Spee. We got to take a break. We'll be back. We'll go right back to you after we come back after this break.
When did Bud Light Seltzer start making lemonade?
Probably when 2020 handed us all those lemons.
New Bud Light Seltzer Lemonade, packed with lemonade flavor after a lemon of a year.
Opponent, I've gone up against thousands.
And there's an opponent we're all up against, COVID-19.
But there's a way to beat it. Get vaccinated.
So when it's your turn, roll up your sleeves.
And let's get to the finish line together.
All right, we're back for Patriots Unfiltered, 855-PATS-500, web radio at patriots.com. In about 3 minutes or so, we have to cut off video, and we're going to go to audio only. But we will be here throughout the night, as long as the first round is going on. When we broke for the break, Spee was on the phone from Fresno. Spee, what else you got?
Well, all I was going to say is that, like, I trade up for a pass catcher, like probably Jamar Chase, Pitt. You do, and then I've got the magical word something. You do something to get Aaron Rodgers, and so then it's like, then basically you look forward to the season. I'm saying you get two, count them, two heart-stopping number 12 versus number 12 matchup this season, taking it all the way to the Super Bowl, baby. I mean, that's the ridiculous hope.
Yeah, but it ain't happening. But it would be something. Deuce was talking about it before the show, and thanks for the call, Spee. Wouldn't it be something if
it would be
Tom Brady
unbelievable.
came here and he faces Aaron Rodgers
wearing number 12?
That's
Yeah.
why he wants out of the
Big
conference.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not even really that good.
He doesn't want to
Right?
face Tom Brady.
I know.
Have a little scotch.
They all go to the AFC now. Yeah, Trevor Lawrence, it's interesting when you look at kind of the AFC South with, what's going on with Deshaun Watson, Tennessee with Tannehill, and there. I mean, they got a real chance if they hit, to really be a good team for a long time if he works out. I mean, I think they grabbed Marvin Jones, this year. My guy Laviska Shenault from last year that I loved. So it's going to be interesting to see how he kind of fits in down there. If he can change the culture that has kind of persisted for so long. But I think that division, I mean, depending on what happens with Deshaun Watson, I mean, he's got
you
a
bring
chance
up
to be
his
the
name,
guy.
and it's been a little quiet. And I was reading a blue check mark today speculating that the fact that the two sides have been really quiet lately means they might be in settlement negotiations, which if that happens, now he becomes a little bit easier to trade if that's what Texans want to do. And his name hasn't really been brought up in the last
What would
week
make
or
him
two.
easier to trade? I missed that.
If he settles with all these women,
then
then
wouldn't you think then some sort of punishment would have to come?
I don't know. Is settlement necessarily guilt?
I don't know. I mean, I think a settlement in a situation
kind of
like
depends
this,
on what
when
Rodgers
you're
does.
dealing-
But
when you're dealing with
if he does
potential
settle,
assault against women,
but if he does
gotta think
settle
the
and all
NFL
this
do
is
something.
legally is behind him,
Yes.
Yeah.
now teams can say, okay,
What's the NFL think of this,
yeah,
and
there's
what's
a finite risk. We find out from the league he's going to get suspended for 4 games, whatever it is. Is it worth doing? All right, right now we're going to say goodbye to the cameras. Thank you for watching us. Keep listening, though. We're going to be here throughout the first round.
Yeah, it's a bonus. You don't have to look at us anymore.
And I'll
You
make
can
sure
just listen.
Deuce brings it the whole way through.
Now I can
Don't
take
make
my,
promises you can't keep, Paul.
I can take my pants off.
I thought they
A
were
few
Oh, no.
cocktails.
Okay.
Take my pants off.
Yeah. All right. Continuing the discussion.
I love Lamb.
Yeah. So Deshaun Watson, that's like a wild card we haven't talked about in a while.
Yeah, which I
It
mean,
is true.
and if it does work out, then that could be kind of the rivalry. I mean, I like Tennessee, but is Tannehill the long term? Are they going to be able to compete still? I mean, I think Tennessee's going to have to continue to build up if they got to face these two quarterbacks now. But we'll see. Trevor Lawrence, how he turns out, it'll be really interesting to see.
Jets are happy. They got their guy.
They got our guy. Jets have
Not yet.
picked. It looks like they still have 3:13 left on the clock, but it looks like they've called in their pick.